Love the Braum.
Dive, and then the Braum, just incredible, right? And again, T1, after a much more creative draft that didn't really work together in the end, didn't really come together. KT does have a very nicely synergized draft, but this T1 draft, not only cohesive, it's also really good into what KT is trying to do. So many tools to keep Faker safe, and if either Faker or Guma stay alive, then it becomes really, really hard to consistently find pressure that I think you're going to be looking for as KT, and might have a very similar game to game number 2 on our hands here.
I think we certainly could. On King Zone. Very, very cute. Here we are onto the Rift for game 3. Well,
Gets me every time, man.
yeah, there's a few extra T1 fans than KT fans in Lore Park at the moment. Big surprise. And T1 this time around, revisiting the drafts just a little bit because it's been quite a while since we have seen them. I think that KT do have, you know, some more options this time. I like Nautilus being able to start up some of these fights. Aiming's follow-up definitely going to be strong. Cuz was great on the Wukong, and Rascal's going to be, you know, that burly front line. But T1, this is even better as far as like poke and late game and all that sort of stuff. So a lot of options as the game goes on for T1, and we know that they are very, very good at just staying in it, waiting for the opponents to make a mistake, and then punishing extraordinarily hard.
Definitely was the case last time around as well. Really the turning point when they funneled into Zeus his barrels towards that red buff, which was, it was just a red buff. It wasn't a securing vision for an objective. It wasn't an actual objective. It was just a red buff.
They also didn't get the red buff. So, I mean,
I don't even know if that would have made it better. I guess, like, technically it does actually want to go for that. Faker, though, has definitely been shoved in. So it's going to be about, can Zeus make his way over? And do T1 actually want to go for this? Right now, looks like they do. Zeus is moving, but they're like, nah, let's not take the risk.
As that experience is concerned, as Gumiushi carrier will start off this Drake. Owner comes over, and they do have vision on this one, but I don't think Cuz is going to risk his life to try and go for some sort of miraculous steal. Second Drake will be that Hex Tech. We've got Cloud, Ocean, or Infernal as our souls for today. And I honestly don't need a third Cloud Soul in a row. I know, a bit crazy that I would say that, but I think I'm okay with something a bit different this time.
I'm sad we're not getting Hextech. I love Hextech.
Yeah, Hextech's fun.
Hextech Rift is by far the most fun.
Ooh, there's a dredge line. Carrier puts up the door, though. It's a pretty good answer to most things. Give him the door.
Not show him the door?
No, give him the door. He just held it up there, shaded. You know?
Oh, I mean,
would you like the bathroom door closed? And that's actually
why they
solved our mosquito problems. I wasn't sure where they were getting in, but since we started closing the bathroom door, they haven't got it. Very strange. Got a bit of a fight here, though. Dredgeline connects onto Faker. Charm is there as well as he Valkyries to get himself out again. There's the Cyclone doing a fair bit of work, but life is going down very low. That's going to be first blood. Carrier even able to get himself out of there, and KT not going to be so lucky as Zeus will get out, just being a great frontline, and T1 walk away with first blood.
Really nicely done there by T1. KT not able to pick up the Herald either, so that means that we will be getting just a free gold lead picked up here for T1, as the initial damage, way too much to deal with. Life also crucially not level 6, so doesn't have his ultimate available. A lot of power not in the kit of the Nautilus there. Standing door. Zeus might be trouble.
Is going to wallop, but Cuz is over here. There's the Nimbus Strike. Crush is going to be a decent avenue out, and Owner is here, as Gumiushi going to have to cleanse, try and get out of the way of life and aiming. But he's just 1 versus 2 down here. Owner turns up, decent stun, but the buffer of the Arctic Assault is good. Cuz in trouble, though. Burns down, and Owner picks up that kill as well. Make that a double, as they'll secure it. And T1 3-0 in this game, looking so much better than the early games of both game 1 and 2.
I've seen this one before, Atlas. I mentioned it in the draft, and it's looking like it might come true here yet again. T1 going from a clunky game number 1 to a slow but steady game number 2 to, I think...
And now, Keria and Ona looking for even more. That is an odd ultimate placement as the ulti comes through from aiming. Keria having to predict the killer instinct, and now some teleports to come through from both Arya and Rascal. There's the Spirit Rush over the wall. Keria shows them the door, and the ulti comes down. Cyclone's fantastic. Keria buys some time, but he is going to still be taken down. KT keep themselves alive. T1 don't lose too much as Valkyrie over the wall there from Faker. And KT looking to try and claim themselves this Drake as a reward.
Note that the teleport was available from Zeus, but T1 opted instead to just give up Keria. Not the biggest of deals. I don't know about this one though.
Yeah, depth charge comes on in. Charm will connect very comfortably, and Ona will just donate his life over.
Yeah, don't know about that one. Very unnecessary as T1, I'd argue, got the better end of that trade. They will get a first turret blood here, and they gave up a brawl, which in the grand scheme of
Three in a
things
row!
doesn't really matter as we do hit the triple. Maybe we can do 5 or 6 in a row. You know, really bring back up that average where it's supposed to be, which is unreasonable amount of Cloud Drakes. And even with that, that's kind of how unfortunate the situation for KT is. Even with that kill being donated by...
Of course, Sejuani doesn't exactly need a whole lot. Winter's Rapier onto Faker. Valkyrie on cooldown. Ulti comes through here. Let's see whether Rascal can do it. Not exactly the most damage, as now Zeus in trouble as well. Aiming. Does he have the last shot is the question. He doesn't need it. Cuz going to pick that one up as the answering kill over here. T1 will take down Miss Piggy. What? Who is going to actually retain control and collect themselves any sort of answering objective? It looks like aiming on the bottom side is thinking about bottom outer turret. And elsewhere, T1 looking for a reset.
Zeus has to be available, so should be able to make sure that we don't see that bot side turret go down. Considering the tanky front line, looks like Faker is opting into the Leandri's Corki here, which in terms of consistent damage is going to feel very, very good. Does mean you need to hit more rockets because the burst of the Leandris is often the most notable when you think about the really big Corki moments. It's the burst. But into, as we'll be playing into, I do quite like it. And it is again live. Has been very good at hitting these hooks, aiming, even with the level 1 killer instinct when he's been going to fight. And then all that Zeus is able to do is buy some time and force a flash from Cuz, which you'll take as Rascal gets baited into a topside play on Faker. Sejuani very strong in the 1v1, would probably win it if he actually could stick on top, as we see Shelly not quite get the turret.
Not quite.
As, thank you Keria, says Faker, and Rascal unfortunately goes down as a result.
Yeah, nails the ulti this time around, does Keria, as Faker has a package, and Life is going to have it delivered. Absolutely fine. 2.6k the lead here just for Zeus. Everyone on T1 heading gold as Cuz does a bit of a fake out before just stealing the blue buff. Faker's not going to have that one.
Ooh, Life.
And can Life do it again? Is the question. As Cuz gets over, there's the depth charge and there's the flash in. They do not want to leave anything up to chance, and Faker will be taken down. Life is playing his heart out. Definitely not wanting to lose this one. KT still, it's an uphill battle, and it's even harder than it looks. And right now it looks difficult as Zeus fighting against Rascal here. Aiming's going to move on up. Ulti connected as now. Can Aiming do it? Yes, he very comfortably can.
Oh, the collapse. T1 making their way over.
Ona moving in there, but as you can see, KT aware that this could be happening. Lots of pings going down. They don't overextend.
Good read, and I'm loving what KT is doing here, which is making use of the semi-global that Kai'Sa has available, especially now with level 2 available on the Killer Instinct, and taking the wind out of the sails for T1. That in of itself isn't enough, because again, T1 is going to scale very comfortably into this game. We see that Faker is approaching his Leandris, Miyushi is going for a Lord Dominic second, and will be very strong as that finishes as well. And the Drake is still going to get over, but at the very least you prevent T1 from completely snowballing and aiming to pick up kills as such, as here they go again.
Yeah, Carrier and Ona right in the area, but can Zeus survive for long enough is going to be the question, as Arya says absolutely not. It's Cuz that locks down the kill. Carrier shows them the door and they gladly take it. That is 2 swift kills this time for KT, coming back alive again. Yes, they're still behind in gold, but that number is shrinking.
Also going to be really nice because they're going to be able to pick up the turret here, and picking up that turret means that such a big amount of gold is going to go the way of KT and might be even in gold. And even though when you look at the item spikes and the overall T1 comp, I think they're incredibly strong, comps like the one from KT are you're only like 2 bad side lane plays or 1 big killer instinct away from still getting blown up.
Chase as T1 want to collect themselves this one, as okay, Glacial Prison does connect onto Gumayusi, but he just cleanses it, and now Life finds the backline yet again. The Featherstorm comes down as Cuz just flashes on top of the Xayah. Gumayusi out of the fight immediately. It's the double kill. Both of the bottom lane members have been taken out. The Charm's there as well, and Arya is earning his spot here in Game 3. Faker as well taking a fair bit of damage. And Zeus, oh no, that is not the teleport you wanted, as the flash over, and aiming will say thank you very much.
And now the gold lead swung towards KT. T1 keeps giving them exactly what they want. The T1 comp is at strongest when they're with 5, when they're grouped up, when you can actually chew through the KT front line. The skirmishing that T1 is consistently opting into is so bad for them, and KT going to be able to pick up the Baron here.
Yeah, Faker is trying to get them away from him. He's only got 1 rocket remaining though. Can he actually use it? The Boss Bomb comes down. Man, that was actually scarily close, but Cuz has the smite. He will lock this one up, so KT will get themselves the first Baron of the game. So yeah, T1 fan, don't get too worried just yet. However, if those types of plays continue from T1, it's going to be very difficult for them to win this game. KT really looking like they want to win this. Life especially, man. He's got my POG already. He's been everywhere that he needs to be so far this game on the Nautilus.
Him and how many times have we seen just him and Cuz somewhere, anywhere, in a brush together? They are a unit that is really ruining T1's good time here on Summoner Rift. And even if, which would not be surprising at all, given the drafts, T1 is able to get a victory here nonetheless. Oh, look at that bot side vision. That is wonderful. Love it from KT. Try to keep control of that. Try to keep that hold. It still says a lot about the current form of T1, and I don't think that's the end of the world, T1 not being in the greatest of form.
You know, for our representatives that do go over to MSI, there is far less time to work on all of that synergy, work on all of those adjustments you need to make moving into the summer season.
If you could choose between T1 not getting a win streak, or breaking a win streak rather, a domestic win streak from 2015, or T1 peaking at the right moment at the end of the season when playoffs rolls around, like, it's an easy choice.
Yeah,
but still absolutely. For KT it will be huge.
This is looking like an easy choice for KT to look for the kill onto Carrier. It is going to be taken. Life also goes golden to try and keep himself alive. The flash comes through. He has that one prepared. And T1 lose their support. They do defend their inner turret though, and it's not really the end of the world. KT probably wanted to get a little bit more from that one.
And KT, it is a Razor's Edge, nice tank and never rest, while making sure that Live didn't get targeted by the turret, was able to make his way out. Because as well as KT's playing right now, we saw them again get a slightly smaller but still similarly sized lead in the previous game. And one bad engagement from them, if these bounties go over to T1...
We even remember from the last game, that was the deciding moment, was utilizing that. So this might give KT an avenue on this Baron.
Oh, I love this. Love this. Zeus, though, might have to teleport. I don't know if they can actually get this Drake. The damage is high.
Yep, Charm is going to connect there onto Carrier. He absorbs the Orb of Deception, though, as now KT will back away. They're not wanting to 50-50 this one. Zeus will comfortably take this Drake. Not going to take the bait or anything like that. Not pulling the trigger on the teleport. Now moving back down towards this bottom side. Faker a little bit further away as in goes aiming. Looks for the Killer Instinct. The door is such high value as Ona slinking around the side. Carrier is going to have to go back. Doesn't have unsealed spellbook, so can't teleport back in here, so they will be a man down.
I think they can get it.
Yeah, these rockets are very scary. Keria even coming on in as Arya finds the angle, looks for the Brawn. The Glacial Prison's in as well. As T1, they will, they'll steal the Baron! Owner does it again, he suffers his life, but he's able to deny the Baron. It's like every single Baron just belongs to T1. They miss out on the first one this game, but they'll even it up.
Time that allows them to actually hit, and now Guma sitting on Infinity Edge. Now Faker might hit another item spike. Is Keria, what?
Yeah, he's just diving on forward. Cuz does have the Cyclone. His decoy does a fair bit of work, but life is just dead. The Cyclone, the next activation was fantastic at interrupting Zeus as he crushed his way forward. Charm will connect onto the Gnar, but he's able to ignore it. Spirit Rush is going to avoid the Gnar though. And he's not going to cop that house to the head. As Killer Instinct, Zeus! Oh my goodness, Keria defends him with the door. This time, though, it's not suicide for Amy. You guys remember that last telecom war that was heartbreaking for KT fans. Rascal did take an inhibitor turret on the top side of the map, though, while everything was happening.
And that's something. Good defensive vision for T1, so they don't have to be too worried about a sudden move from Rascal making his way over, as he will just be making his way back to the owner. Needs to be very mindful of any hard engage.
Package complete, or picked up for Faker. Throwing phosphorus bombs and rockets over this wall. Engaging onto Faker is a mistake that they've made before, but they are going to do it again. He's going to package his way out, goes into the GA. The Drake is secured by Cuz, but can they win the fight? Aiming says yes as he takes down Keria. Decent stopwatch from Cuz there as well, but Aiming has been taken down. Faker is so low, but Arya will be able to lock down that kill, and now Gumayushi is trying to stay alive against this Ahri. It's not going to be enough though from the KT mid laner, and Rascal and Cuz will try to escape. They got the Drake though. It's pretty even as Owner will come on over. He's looking to try and turn it around, but it's not going to work for Cuz, and Owner will be able to lock that one up.
And that's huge, because that means that they can keep charging down the mid lane, at the very least get an inhibitor. I think ending is very ambitious, but we've seen T1 try before.
Yeah, they do have a fair bit of damage. It's hard for Rascal to close the gap, but he does have Glacial Prison available yet again.
They got to back off.
And there's a minion wave.
Yeah, they got to back off.
Okay, the ulti comes in just to slow down these minions, and KT will buy another shot at it. It's 1,000 gold, the difference.
It might have been a very different fight, but in the end, it's T1 that takes it. The inhib goes down, and now they just go for the Baron as they always do.
Yeah, Voidseeker connects onto Faker, but he's just going to be aiming, watching the Baron go down. T1 very comfortably picked that one up. Now they're 3,000 gold in the lead. Gold largely irrelevant at 35 minutes in, but T1 have so much control of this map. Now they have that Baron buff. They have these super minions bearing down on the mid lane. And they also have this composition we've been talking about all game long with the Corki and with so many options in the later stages of the game. KT are still defending. They still have a great comp for starting these fights.
Yeah, it's still not over. T1 have to be very careful how they navigate Zeus.
Yeah, depth charge comes on in, and he is going to move on out of the way, but Aiming has found him. He thinks this is his opportunity as Zeus flashes to get over the wall. The Voidseeker is going to miss him. The flash in, and the Q will land. Turret falls down on the top side of the map, but that is so much space built for KT. Because 4 versus 5, even with Baron, you're not going to be able to push.
And the way that KT's being able has been...
Yeah, Gumayushi also with full build on this Xayah. The crit Xayah is something that I've missed. Not going to lie, it does a lot of damage consistently in this later stage of the game. If you're in range of her. And Gumayushi demonstrating, taking down that inner turret very quickly. KT falling a little bit further behind. As this Drake going to be spawning in a minute's time. And like you were talking about, that GA I think it will be back up again for Faker, as Owner has even got one. So there's just GAs everywhere.
Yeah, triple GA.
Yeah.
That's... Depending on who you ask, you know, triple stopwatch would be better. I know Brendan Feldes has a strong opinion regarding this, but even he...
Remember, the spirit of a stopwatch is inside that GA.
It is. And T1, they're just walking up. Walking up into this jungle. The dive from KT needs to be immaculate. They need to actually get on top of Faker, get on top of Guma, and then kill them twice. While Zeus exists, while Owner exists. This is the point where dive becomes so much harder to properly execute, but KT have shown they've been able to do that before, and the slower the better, as the final Elemental Drake makes its way onto the Rift.
Yeah, Rascal off to the side. We'll just dive into this pit, and they'll just burst this down. That is very comfortably taken. KT now thinking about just getting out of here. Rascal waiting for the Arctic Assault, and he will be able to utilize it to get over that wall. Carrier finds one. It's Aria who has to use the Spirit Rush to get himself out. Faker now has the package as they engage onto Owner. There's the package delivery into the backline. Aiming just explodes. He's taking so much damage down to his GA. Faker down to his as well, but the Nara into the backline is absolutely massive. Life goes golden, but aiming is dead. Cuz wants to find Faker, and he will do so, but Gumayushi is still up. He has so much damage. Aria, can you do it? Is the question. The Void Seeker from Owner comes in, and Zeus has decided that this game is over. Ulti goes wide there from the Sejuani, and the solo lanes from KT need to do so much work here to keep this game alive. Trolled a little bit by this inhibitor, and the minion wave is not there. You can see Rascal.
He's gonna get it!
Yeah, he knows exactly what's going on here. Yep, the teleport towards that top lane as well. Can they get this inhibitor? I think they can. What the heck is going on, Chronicle? I'm so confused. Zeus is chasing down Rascal. He does connect that boomerang. The Arctic Assault's gonna need to be good, as Zeus moves towards that top side. And will just walks past him.
He doesn't know.
He makes it
TP!
out. Yeah, teleport. And Rascal will escape. Oh, the Nara into the wall, though. And Rascal is well and truly dead. It's going to take a little bit of time because he's pretty tanky, but he is very much going to be taken down. And as the dust settles, both teams get an inhib as... they're delaying the backs. Stagger the backs. Bit of an Overwatch term there for everyone, as we're just looking to stagger this for as long as possible.
This is really good.
Yeah. Oh, it's very sad. They will eventually take him down. All right, so that will keep him on cooldown for as long as possible. That is a minute without their frontline big tank. And that buys so much space for this Baron. It's going to be up in 35 seconds time.
That just probably got them a free Baron.
Yeah, 100%. Although I think they probably would have got it anyway, but still.
Well, yeah.
It only means they get it
pretty likely.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Keeping him alive for long enough. Doesn't have teleport available. 16 seconds on the objective, and as I say that, it looks like T1's like, no, we're not going to take that risk. It's understandable if you do get caught trying to set that up and you lose. Again, highway to the base is open. You can just run towards the top side. KT, though, finding a play like that in the...
But it was a little bit slim this time. Aiming, tidies up that last super creep, and will slink off into the fog of war once again. KT thinking about just starting this Baron. Void Seeker not going to find too much.
Oh, look at Life. He's on Owner duty.
Yeah, looking for the side, as it is Owner that is going to find him here. Rascal just trying to be a big body in the front line. That's a great orb of deception across the Everfrost from Aria on the side. He's doing a great job getting them out of here. KT still on this Baron, though. Owner over the wall. We've seen this movie so many times. He dives into the pit. Can he secure it? No, it's Cuz that locks down the Baron. But can they actually win the fight? Aria on the flank is doing so much work. And he dives into the backline. Looks for Faker, but it does not work. The GA is going to reign supreme. Double kill for Gumayushi. And Owner gets over. Looks for life here. Heartbreaks in, and it is Heartbreak for the KT fans. It's a quadra kill with just one going over to Owner for Gumayushi. And T1 will solidify the victory against KT and keep their domestic win streak alive.
Man, KT made them work for it. But what a series here. And even with this game going over to T1, this is a series that I think, especially if KT can maintain this level of performance, we are going